Okay, so it's May 4th, 2026, and now we got Richard again. Richard, I mean, I don't even know you. You like picking a fight with women? Just because you think you can? So, what we found out about Richard today is, which we've had this intel, we just didn't say anything about it until now. But, they've been trying to frame me for a murder for a long time. We knew Richard was involved for a long time because Richard told people, Richard told David, we got it recorded. I can't put her at the crime scene, and this was in 2021 or 2022. I can't put her at the crime scene at all because you guys ran off all her friends and all her family, so she doesn't have anybody to socialize with. So there's not a group of people that I can go to and say, you're her friends. How long you know her? When'd you meet her? How'd you meet her? What made you guys decide to go that night? What'd you do before? What'd you do after? And what was she wearing? What were you wearing? What'd you guys all do? Who all was with you when you did it? There's nobody I can go to say that. Were you at the crime scene at all, much less on the night of the murder? And then we got this. Okay, so this is from 2019. And so my guys tell me in 2019 they're collecting cigarette butts from your work to plant at a murder scene to say you committed the murder. Which, here's the thing, you only need 2 or 3. And had they only taken 2 or 3, we might not have noticed anything was off. But they got bags and bags and bags and bags of them. So we started looking into what in the hell are they doing with all her cigarette butts. I mean, this is ridiculous. So document it. So we documented it. And this is actually on the court docket in the state case. It's part of public record. This one is from 2022. They were talking to my professor. I think she'd make a good attorney. She's very articulate and she's smart. And if you're, I think that, yep, this is the one about can't put me at the crime scene. You guys ran all off her friends. I don't have anybody to go to say, okay, first of all, tell me how you met her. Tell me how you know her, how long you known her. What all have you done with her? How many times you gone out and done something? Where'd you go? What'd you do? Give me some details. And how'd you end up at the crime scene? When were you there? How many times did you go there? Who all was with you when you went? What'd you guys do before? What'd you guys do after? There's no one to ask those questions, because you guys ran all off her friends or family, so I can't put her at the crime scene at all, much less on the night of the murder. We heard later that I guess Richard or somebody told somebody the closest we can get her to the crime scene is 5 miles, and she was door dashing that night. So you took over her DoorDash app, which means you took her out to that location that was 5 miles away from the crime scene, probably long after the murder. The murder was at a certain time, in a certain place, on a certain date. So what all was going on that night, right? Okay. And this one was, they found a girl that looks like her, but the girl is a lot heavier than Cynthia, a lot younger than Cynthia. Her hair is more of a yellow blonde. Cynthia's is more of a white blonde. And her skin's darker. So then everybody wanted me to go tan, and I was like, well, but on the night of the murder, my skin was still not as dark as her skin. My hair was still more white blonde than hers. They also started asking me what color I used to dye my hair so they could have the other girl dye her hair the same color. So it would be a better match. Get Cindy tanning, get the girl to dye her hair the same color as Cindy's, and then that way they're a better match. And you got recorded talking about it many times. Then I'm door dashing one night, right? Remember, they took over my DoorDash app. So they're making sure I don't make any money. I'm getting all upside down orders, or they're having me go from zone to zone. I'm on one side of Tulsa, and there's no orders. But the other side of Tulsa's got orders. So I log into that and drive over there all the way across town. Second I get there, it dries up. There's nothing. So I log out, log back in. Oh, look, the other side's now it's hot. Drive all the way back on the other side of town. They would do that as many times as I left them to just get me going back and forth and use all my gasoline. And they did it all the time. Remember, some of this time I'm living in my car, not able to eat or bathe because they did that. I could go back to dancing. I'm trying to get out of that. So, and then I go into a Walgreens, and they're like, we need people to work at night. You interested? Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the manager. Sure, go online and apply. A few weeks later, I go back in. Did you not apply? We need you. I did. I heard nothing. What David do? Interfered with commerce and contracts and my income. So my guys have a forensic accountant who are adding up all the financial losses. And so David will get hit with that at some point. Anyways, I only went back to dancing because they took the car too. I had to have some place to work and make money and a place to live. Otherwise, I'm under a bridge. So I went back to the club. I lived at the club for a couple months. And, and I could, you live there, you get up and you go and you work. And I didn't have to catch a ride somewhere or anything. Anyways, and then they had them screw me over too with the whole extortion thing. So I ended up having to quit. And I got another car, but I got threatened so much with the pullovers, I sold that car. It's just not worth it to have a car anymore. And then the other day, they had a conversation. If we pulled her over, it would make more sense if she had her own car and it was registered in her name and you had like an APB or something. But since she sold her car because you kept threatening her with targeted pullovers, then she sold the car. So she's either riding with somebody else or she's borrowing somebody else's car. So how do you know whose car she's borrowing and where she's going and when she's going to have her targeted pullover like that? Why are you harassing her like that? Anyways, this guy says, I think you've excluded her when you have to change their appearance. You're altering evidence. So I think you know good and well she didn't do it, and she's sick and tired of you guys harassing her. And I believe that my guys tell me that was my professor talking to one of the, I think Blankenship or one of those guys at TPD, maybe Richard. I don't care. I'm glad we have it. It's stated. These dates of these emails are very significant because we get the information before. I'm not sitting in jail and we're not at trial. So Richard supposedly was really desperate to make me blind. Remember, they have a thing about making me blind. They did this to my son already, right? Did he lose an eye? Yes or no? My guys tell me he lost an eye. He lost it. It's gone. So, and they had to have a gastric bypass. So one of the judges that heard everybody talking about all that signs off on investigatory orders from us, he said, okay, so Dennis has lost his eye and had an emergency gastric bypass because they gave him something that made him blind, and they gave him something that made him have a sphincter closure and bowel obstruction, and they had to gut him basically. And now Cynthia's having the same problem. And this was months after the initial injury, and Cynthia didn't smoke turpentine. So these are definitely second and third attempts to murder this kid in another event. So when you write it up as a different event. This is not from the turpentine. This is not from the original injury. They have tried again. And they've tried again. Now, the reason they wanted to make me blind is because they concocted some video. And they didn't want me to be able to see it to say that is bullshit and it's concocted. Remember, we're saying it now before. I'm not at trial. I'm not arrested. Okay, so that's because we're here. There's recordings of them planning all this. There were recordings of them talking about it. This is the specific injury. It's the manner of which they intend to cause the injury. It is. They give the motive of why they intend to cause it. They also want to put paperwork in front of me to get me to sign it without knowing what I'm signing. One would be an affidavit recanting my court testimony. They want me to commit perjury. But they want me to do it blind when I can't read what I'm signing. And they want me to sign an apology. I've given my apology. I'm sorry you're stupid. I'm sorry you're a sicko. I'm sorry you're so sick and twisted you can think up something like that. I'm sorry you get off on hurting people. Nobody understands that. You know why we get help and we find out about this stuff before? Not after? Because everybody hates you guys and they want you gone. And all the problems and the suffering you cause. And I don't know how many years I've been screaming and yelling that. Nobody likes the suffering you're causing. Nobody likes the problems you're causing. They want you gone. So we get the help with that. and nobody will help you. And all the nights I slept in my car, and all the times I called somebody for help, and you told them she's going to call you and ask for money, don't help her, and you're calling around for my boss, we're telling him the same thing. Don't help him. Right back at you. You reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. You invaded my privacy. We got on yours. Now we got this. We got court orders. You don't. Or you got a leak or something. Okay? You got in my privacy. We got on yours. Is it funny now? You think it's funny to rape women in their house? By peeping? Being a little creepy peeper? We don't think it's funny. It's nasty. It's illegal for a reason. And nobody likes that. That's why we get the help to put a stop to it, and you don't get help. Nobody likes men who steal money from women and children, or cause grave bodily injury to women and children, or young people a third their age. So good luck with that in prison, okay? Good luck with that. That you're that kind. Okay, so this was the other one. Plant a gun at Zio's. Last minute we were going to go to Zio's to eat. My ex-husband and I. I hear that. We get that one. I changed it at the last minute. We went somewhere else. Okay. That is dated 2024 and one in 2022. I think there was actually two of them. Yep, there's 2022. So we just went somewhere else. So this has been an ongoing thing that we've documented as they're talking about it. Specific details. Here's the injury we want to cause her. Here's details of how we want to cause it. Details of why we want to cause it. And doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any. It's so easy. It's not even fair. Okay, so we already know about all this. We've already talked about it repeatedly. Nobody's giving you my boss's name. Nobody's helping you interfere with what he's doing. Because everybody's sick and tired of this kind of stuff and they want you gone. Okay, nobody likes what you're doing. They don't like the suffering you're causing. And you remember in 2023, the guy said, you don't like that she finds out before when he's trying to ruin her? No. Bullshit. If you didn't like it, you'd stop. If you didn't like getting caught, you'd stop. Because you got nothing else all day long, every day for 15 years. And he said, well, her people are very strategic and very methodical. And they do their research before they do anything at all. And they, first of all, are smart enough to know what everybody wants, and it's not this. So she'll find out again tomorrow. Until Mr. Perry stops making a fool of himself and gets a grip on reality, or he's in jail, she'll find out again tomorrow. And I have every day since he said that. And I did every day before that. And you know who's in total control of the information, the flow of information? We are. We got it locked down. You know why? People want you gone. And all that. The suffering you cause, they want it gone. So nobody will help you interfere. Nobody will help you obstruct justice. They just want you and all that gone. No more broke. No more creepy peeper. No more grave bodily injury. No more murder. No more rape. No more ghetto. No more creepy. No more cruelty. You're gone. And that's gone with you. With that effort, we get the help and you do not. And it's been that way 15 years. And you guys ask, oh, shocked and dismayed. How can they not like our crime and the suffering we cause? You're psychotic. You know, you have the BTK killer who, first of all, you got Ed Kemper, who chopped off, heads and had sex with heads, his mom's head, murdered a bunch of co-eds. You got Ted Bundy, beat these women, college women, I guess, with a bat. You got Richard Speck, who raped and killed, 9 nurses, 9 nurses. You got, these are things that horrify the rest of society, and they're heinous crimes, and these people are psychotics, and they're viewed with disdain. What made you think you were any different? What in the fuck planet do you live on that you thought you were different? And the same with Epstein, Jeff Epstein, and the same with John Cooey. And you're doing the same things. And you get caught when you do it to me. And you have every day for 15 years. And yet you get up the next day and you do it again. Let's just try one more thing. And then you get shocked and dismayed when you get the same results doing the same thing. We have always been in control of flow of information. We have it locked down, and you know that. And so don't act shocked and dismayed when we find out again. Sometimes we already know, we're just not telling you what we have. We're not telling you anything. We've heard about this video for a long time. Today's the first time we're mentioning it. Richard wants her blind so that she can't see the video and she can't see the affidavit, and they want her to plead guilty and just sign something and maybe not even know what she's signing, and then just do this big press release that she pled guilty to murder. And then nobody will ever hear it again. Meanwhile, they whisk her off to a compound. Everybody gets paid on the human trafficking delivery. If she let her get raped a time or two, let's make a little money off of that, and then kill her. So she can't pop up later to tell the truth or escape or something. Right? Or her guys can't do an extraction. My guys would probably do an extraction if they even let you get that far. If they let you get that far, they want me to get inside information and tell them. Okay, everything I've done has been to get information. My job is to get intel or confirm intel they already have. Or both, depending on the situation. And you act like you don't know what's happening, even though we're telling you, well, here's what we're doing. And that's not my problem. It's really not. Never has been, never will be. It's different when you do the crime to me. Why is that? Why is it that I have this kind of information and none of the other victims have that? You don't know, and I don't care that you don't know. I really don't. It's not my problem. You have a family. You have attorneys. That's their problem. It's not my problem. But I suggest you stop making a fool of yourself and stop bothering everybody and stop causing suffering. Because you definitely have social consequences already. Everybody wants you gone. Everybody. They don't want to hear one more phone call from you doing your little whiny bag sob story. You got caught again, and we just need you to back these guys off. Well, who is it? Nobody will tell you anything because you horrify everybody and they want you gone. Okay? Too many times she said, give it back and get out, and you said no and made another problem. So I think you're done. I think the fat lady's singing and the show's over. And if you're too stupid or you can't hear and you can't get a grip on reality, I got stuff to do. I don't have time for this. You deal with it. You think you know everything, then you deal with it. Okay, don't call me and tell me I need their name. I need her fired. I need them to back off. Sure, who do I call? Well, we don't know because nobody will help us. Yeah. So, why won't they help you? Because they're sick of you? They're sick of your problems. They're sick of the harassment. They're sick of the threats. They're sick of the suffering you're causing? Okay, well, that's your problem, isn't it? People don't like that. Nobody should have to tell you that. Everybody else just knows that. Why don't you? It's not, come on now. Okay, these are questions that should just kind of pop in your head all by yourself. If you weren't dumb, you would have thought about this stuff a long time ago. What all information do they have about your crime? Because we have 9.7 million conversations now. And 115, I think we actually have 108 names of your accomplices. We're not putting all the names out to the public. We're not. We got first names out, not last names. This is intentional. Okay, you only know what we want you to know. And you only know it when we want you to know it. Okay. Also, in that video, I guess Richard said, on the video of this other girl and her, these two girls, we did a gait analysis, and we did this and this. They gesture completely different. Their gesturing is completely different. I have some very unique markings on my face that only I have. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but no one else has the same markings on their face that I have on mine. Okay, so that's another problem. Every contact Charles gets me more. You know why? I don't want to hear from you, and I don't want to help you. So for you to keep bothering me the way you do is insane for you. Okay? It is fucked hard for you to do that. It's fucked hard for you to do that. We're making sure there's a consequence when you contact me because I don't like it. I don't want to hear from you. I don't give a shit what you think. Stop making a fool of yourself. And stop bothering me. Do not bother me again. Do not contact me again. What kind of man humiliates himself like that? Makes a complete fool of himself like that for this long and this much money? That is not a man. That guy is weak. They made themselves weak doing this. And that's why I don't do business with sex pervs. Because they have no control over themselves. And at the risk of everything and the cost of all They got to scratch that itch. Mr. Perry does not like women. Mr. Perry likes watching women suffer. And that is sick and it's psychotic. And people have been a little bit confused when they're talking to him, and he pretends like there's a romance there. There's no romance there. First of all, I rejected him in 2012, 2011, 12, 13, and I left. I moved twice to get away from him, not down the street to another state, another town, and then another state. He's always where I am. Okay, I don't do peeping Tom. I don't know any woman that does. There might be women that are okay with peeping Toms. I don't know them. That right there is enough. Talk about turnoff. It is illegal for a reason. Okay, it's nasty, it's rape, it's vulgar. Get a life already. I already know what I did all day. Get a fucking life already, rapist. I don't do broke. You've tried to murder my son and you've kept me from him when he needs me the most for a year. There's no forgiveness for that. Okay, maybe, let's say I forgave you for the false arrest and all the times you tried to murder me and trying to make me blind and try to make me have sphincter closure and bowel obstruction and poison and I can't even go in my fridge and just eat something without worrying it's going to send me to the hospital or kill me dead. That's enough too. Okay, these are not things guys do if they are in love with a woman and they want to get a date. This is a Ted Bundy thing to do. This is a BTK thing to do. This is a psychotic murderer thing to do. You know, attempted murder, putting poison or drugs or something in my food or in my contact lenses and try to kill my son. These are cruel things. Heinous crimes. Sick and twisted motherfucking crimes that defend normal people. Okay, that are illegal because they offend civilized normal people. Okay, it's you know, weren't you told? Didn't somebody said that Mr. Perry talked to somebody, an elected official pretty high up? I know who it is, but I'm not allowed to say. And he was explaining how I just need to make a problem bad enough for her to call me. And the guy hung up the phone after talking to him, and he said, "That is the most abnormal, disturbing conversation I've ever had in my life. Why wouldn't he do what every other man on the planet does? I want her to call me, send flowers, then she'll call and thank you for the flowers. If you wanted to see her, then why did you run her out of Lubbock? Why didn't you help her career thrive? Then she'd still be in Lubbock and you'd see her all the time. And by the way, probably pick up the phone and thank you for helping her business thrive. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for being nice to me." Instead, he ruined her business, ruined her reputation, ruined her career, ruined her son, ruined her family, ruined everything good in our life. And he thinks that'll make her call him. I've never heard anything more psychotic in my life. I don't understand that kind of thinking. But I'm not psychotic, so it doesn't matter how many times you explain it to me, it's not going to make sense to me. But that was a very, very disturbing conversation I just had. I think something's wrong with the guy, and I think he needs to be in a padded cell. Because this is not what normal people do. This BTK, if you watched his allocution, he was describing all the crimes he committed. And he talked about this one lady. He described him like it was nothing, like it was just brushing his teeth. I got up and went to work. I got up, I had breakfast, I brushed my teeth, I put my clothes on, I went to work, I came home, I had dinner. He has explained it like that, like it was just nothing. And here we're all horrified at all the things he did to other people and the lives he took. And the manner of which he took them. Heinous. There's a difference there's a difference when the word heinous is used in describing a crime. Mr. Perry, every contact gets me more intel. Make sure that's what you want. You got nothing else. It should deter you from contacting me. I fucking hate hearing. I don't want to hear from you. Get out of my phone. He types in my other phone when I'm doing these like he thinks it's a conversation. I'm recording a podcast. He shouldn't even know what I'm doing. Okay, so, anyways, then he's talking about one lady. This one lady, I was gonna murder her, but at the last minute, she decided to go see a friend and she left, so I couldn't. And he said I was very angry about that. Like he was an injured party here because he didn't get to murder this woman. Because she changed her plans. And Mr. Perry talks the same way. And so does Lucius, and so does Gregory, and so does Gordy, and so do all those guys working. David, all those guys working for them. They all talk like if I change my plan so they can't do some horrible thing to me, they're the injured party, and that's rubbing people the wrong way. And this is another reason people help us. Nobody can stand that. I mean, normal people can't stand that. It's like, what in the fuck is wrong with you? John Hinckley shoots the president of the United States and a bunch of other people trying to impress Jodie Foster, and he's upset that she wasn't impressed by that and complained. Didn't say, I'm sorry I hurt those people. I'm sorry I hurt those people. He didn't say that. He's very upset that the Secret Service bruised him up a little when they tackled him to keep him from killing any more people than he did, or shooting more people than he already did. So these people who do these things, it's very difficult for normal people to relate to that. We're not psychotic. We don't think that's funny. We don't think they're owed something. We don't think they're cool or hotshot, acting like that, doing horrible things like that. And so when you're trying to reason with them, they can't reason like we do. They're criminals. They got something wrong in their head. Their minds are gone, and they're nasty to us. They're repulsive to us, and so no one's helping Mr. Perry, and he doesn't get that. That's the reason. He just keeps going right back at it, and they can't figure out why nobody wants him around, and why nobody will help him interfere with what we're trying to do to put a stop to this shit. And he thinks he's the injured party. And he's not. So, I know there's a lot of people that have been trying to reason with him and they're frustrated because he doesn't understand you. He doesn't understand you. And I've tried it too. He doesn't understand these podcasts. He doesn't have any idea what we're saying. He really doesn't know. So, they're psychotics. So you sit down to the BTK and you tell the BTK, trying to explain to him, or Ed Kemper, or John Cooey, or Ted Bundy, or any of the Richard Speck, or any of these people, try to explain, do you understand why society is repulsed by you? Do you understand why that is? And they don't. They don't understand. They can't relate because there's something in their head that's broken. It's like if they're paralyzed, people don't understand the mind as an organ and it works a certain way. And if you can walk with two legs and everything's fine with your body, and you can walk and run and jump, but then you have some kind of car accident or something, and now you're paralyzed, and now you can't do that anymore, and you're confined to a wheelchair. Like we saw with Christopher Reeve. Here's Christopher Reeve as Superman, and then he's riding a horse and comes off the horse and hits his head and breaks his neck. Now he's confined to a wheelchair, and he's a paraplegic. He can't even breathe by himself. So the mind is the same way. Or some people are born, they can't, they're paraplegics or whatever, or they're born with some sort of defect. These people are born with a defect in the brain and it doesn't work right. And so when you're trying to reason with them, you're talking over their head. They can't understand you. So, and when they try to explain why they think it's okay to do what they're doing, we can't understand them. And it becomes very frustrating when you're trying to reason with somebody that's a psychotic nutbag that thinks it's funny to go around hurting people. And they can't understand why everybody's not okay with it. Well, why would they be? Why would they be okay with it? What planet do you fucking live on? You're psychotic. All of you. Richard included. Because you can't hurt people. It's not normal to want to go around hurting people. Okay, so for you to get off on it and think that everybody else is supposed to be okay with that, people that do that go to jail. We have laws. You broke the law. You go to jail. You don't go into court and lie and submit false evidence and false documents and expect everybody's just okay with that. They want you gone. That's why we get this information, and you don't get a name. You don't get any help at all. Nobody will. I'm not fired. My boss is more furious than ever. Okay, you got him really pissed off today. But you do that every day. Okay, so, he gets a call about once a week. Is she broke? Yep. Is she with her son? Nope. Is he still peeping and creeping? Yep. Is he still sitting on his fat ass bothering and harassing her and causing problems? Yep. What do you need to get this wrapped up? What can I do to help? What can we do to speed this along so that he's gone and he can't do that stuff to her anymore? Okay, we get those kind of phone calls. You're not. You're not getting those kind of phone calls. You're getting social justice, and you don't get that because you're a psychotic criminal and you can't understand those words, can you? Nope. Dumb dumb. We call it dumb dumb. Criminals are stupid or they wouldn't be criminals. Your mind's broken. Okay, you can't walk. You can't think. Okay, but we have laws that say you go to jail so you don't bother civilized people. You don't get to cause injury. You don't get to cause suffering. And everybody just has to be okay with it. And we told you in 2016, not this time. Maybe you got away with this all your life. This is different. Not this time. We already had the McNamara email. We already had the Fabian puzzle. It should have occurred to you something was different already right then. And it didn't. I don't know why. Why wouldn't it? So, who has the information, the details, the specifics on what crime you want to do on any given day? Who has it? What are they going to do with it? When are they going to do it? Who all are they going to do it to? How pissed off are they going to be when they do it? And what all exactly do they have? Is we don't put it all out. Right now we got 9.7 million of your phone calls and your meetings and your incriminating conversations, because y'all go at it nonstop all day long. Mr. Perry, you just contacted me again. It's 11:35 on May 4th, 2026. After I've repeatedly told you to stop contacting me, I don't want to hear from you. So it'll cost you intel. I don't want to hear from you at all. You're invading my privacy. I asked you to get out of my privacy. So it'll cost you intel. I don't get out of my privacy, and I don't want to hear from you, and I don't want to help you. I want you to get the fuck out of my life. Okay, we've been telling you for 6 years. You're gonna when you do threats, you threaten me, and then you try to bribe me, and we've always said the same thing. Shove that up your ass, all of it, your threats and your bribes. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna give back what you took, and you're gonna fix the problems you caused, and you're gonna get the fuck out of my life, or we're gonna get more intel, and we're gonna use it in a court of law, in a criminal case, and we're gonna do it for you. And we get more every day. We do this dance every day. And you act shocked and dismayed, but you should expect it at this point. Because we keep our promises. We said it'd be different this time, it is. We said you're not getting away with it this time, and you're not. We told you no one's going to help you until you do what we told you to do. Give it back and get the fuck out. You're going to make a bunch of phone calls, you're going to get the runaround. And you have. We told you everybody's going to tell you the same thing. Who's lying and who's telling you the truth? They don't know you the truth. You need to leave everybody alone. You need to stop making a fool of yourself and stop bothering me and everybody else, and go home to your family and leave everybody alone. And don't bother us anymore. Okay? And when you don't, we get more intel. And it's been that way for 15 years. But more intensely the last 6. After we told you that in March 2020, don't invade my privacy. Don't contact me or my family ever again. I am not to be broken, have problems and lost because of you. Give it back and get the fuck out. Today. Or we'll get more, we'll do it for you. After that, we got your accomplices' names, 115. It's more like 120, but we're not going to release all the names or make them public. 9.7 million of your phone calls and meetings and incriminating conversations. 28 of your code words that you use to describe an act of coercion and intimidation with intent to human traffic a person. Okay, so when we say here's the thing, we pretty much keep our promise, don't we? Okay, we've always controlled the flow of information. We've got that locked down, and you know that. Don't get shocked and dismayed. You should expect it at this point. You should expect it. People don't like the suffering you're causing. They don't like that I'm not with my son. They don't like that you're making me broke. They don't like that you're people raping me. They don't like that you butt into things that are none of your business. They don't like that you're trying to cause problems for me nonstop 24/7. Nobody likes that. We've told you that for years. While we continue to get more information, and you sit around and daydream and pretend that, you got some other life that you don't have. So it's pathetic that you do that. It's absolutely pathetic that you do that. So, I mean, it was busy again all day today. We also got more details about one of the compounds. I'm not going to put that in this. It's very graphic. But, I mean, we don't, these aren't vague. This is not vague information. This is very specific, detailed information as to Mr. Perry's criminal activity. Here's the crime we're planning right now against her. They even got a name for it. Pin the tail on the donkey. Okay, so they've even named their crimes. We got, this is a specific plan. Here's our motive. Here's the means. Here's the opportunity. Here's what we intend to accomplish with this crime when we do it. Here's why we're doing it. Here's how we're going to do it. Motive, means, opportunity. You talk about all of that in great detail. And then I get it, and it gets emailed to my attorneys and yours. We're hoping you'll put it on the public record so that in your criminal case, you can't ask for it to be suppressed. You made a public record. And then we already know. We already have it. Just like the emails I just showed you. And there's pullover emails. There's take your driver's license away emails. There's kidnapper emails. There's let's try to make it look like she committed this crime or that crime. There's 20 different things that you tried to do a false arrest for a second time. There's a lot of things that you've done that we already have it. We had it before you did it. And we had it specific, and we had it. You took my car from the Flying J. Well, we had it the day before, not from some other random place, from the Flying J. And that's right where you took it. My car dealer could have gotten the rest of the money that I owed him had he waited a little bit for the rest of my student loan excess money to come. I showed it to him. Here's student loan money. Here's the amount. Here's when I can pay this one, and here's when I pay the rest of it. And I showed it to him, and he agreed to that. And then he took my car, and so that's fine. When I got the second amount, I went and bought a different car, so he didn't get paid the rest of it, and that he has you to thank for that. That was your bright idea, wasn't it? Because you thought if you make a problem bad enough, I'd call you, and I didn't. Did I? There was also another one we had of you guys in March 2021. We've got one in Tulsa. We just need to get her back to Texas so that we can do more to her. Well, but that's not what happens. And I'm definitely out of Tulsa. I don't say where I am, but I'm no longer in Tulsa. And every time you guys make me move, the guys are always with me, and they get pissed because you caused a problem and you interfered with something we were working on. So what happened is you interfered with something that we're working on, so they're pissed. So now they make sure that wherever it is I move, nothing goes like you want it to. Because what they told you to do is leave me alone. Leave me alone. So, for the last motherfucking time, you're not going to threaten me, sir, and get away with that. I don't take bribes. And I told you no, and what I meant by that is fuck no. And it's a hard no. And I don't have to go with you. And you are not going to kidnap me. And they would run an extraction if they let you get close enough to even get to me and not shoot you in the head. You want to try it and see? You're welcome to try it and see. Okay, so you want to get shot in the head? Trying to get to me and kidnap me? Try it and see what they would do. That's your choice. I mean, they tell me every time you drop food off at a grocery store what not to buy. So do you think they would let you get close enough to kidnap me? I mean, you decide. You know everything. You tell us. Okay, so, but because you do stuff like that, nobody will help you. They're helping us. Nobody's helping you. You can't get even a name. I need you to call her boss, and I need you to get her fired, and I need you to back them off. Sure, give me a name of who to call. Oh, in 15 years, nobody will help you with that? Nobody wants to help you with that? Maybe because you horrify people who are normal and civilized and can't imagine why anyone would do what you're doing. And they want you gone. Maybe that's why. You can't give me the name of somebody to call in. If they're not open to even giving you their names, they're sure as shit not open to backing off or firing her. You probably just pissed them off. Is this approach working for you? Because it looks like to me it's not. or you wouldn't be calling me. Try a different approach. Give her what she wants and get out so you can at least get a name. Because as long as you don't know who it is and you can't, negotiate something with them, they're going to continue doing what they've always done. And they just get more and pissed off and more, and they go at her harder and harder and harder the more you do to her and her kid. So, I mean, suit yourselves, whatever. But don't dump this off on me if you can't even get a name. And then you can't figure out why you can't get a name. Okay? I got other stuff to do. I got my own problems. I'm not going to be bothered by yours, too. Weren't you told that? I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along those lines. It's just that what we said is no to the threats and the bribes. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to give back what you took today. You're going to fix what you broke today. And you're going to get the fuck out of my life today. Or we'll get more and we will do it for you ourselves. And it's likely to cost you double. Now, had you done this back 6 years ago, you wouldn't owe me so much because you've done a lot more injuries between 2020 and now. So there's a lot more damages that you owe me for. Plus the $3,000 a day voyeurism bill for raping me and using my body in my home without my consent for your entertainment and your profit. My utilities, my home, my body is not yours to use, motherfucker. Plus $2,000 a day for hacking anything and everything else. You are not authorized to be in any of my bank accounts or even know about them, or Facebook, or the blog, or emails, and you're blocking emails and you're blocking texts, and my guy's going to charge the fuck out of you for that. You need to mind your own business. Mind your own fucking business. Okay? So think about how much money, if he's adding it all up, lost income, lost key relationships, what you've done to my kid, and keeping him by himself for a year, you and everybody helping you. Everybody. Everybody helping you do that to him. Okay? It's causing him duress and me. Okay? When I told you you're not getting away with it this time, and we're sitting here quoting everything you guys say every day, all day long for all these years, 15 years. What makes you... Do you not get we weren't kidding? We're not kidding. So how much more injury and that you would have to compensate me for have you racked up in the last 6 years? Okay? And to go through the court process, I mean, it's going to cost you at least double. You've paid also in the past 6 years, how much money have you paid out for a cover-up you didn't get, but we got intel out of that money with your money? I mean, we're just all scratching our head going, it's not even benefiting them to do this. And yet they still do it every day and they complain. It's like a dog returns to his vomit. So a man returns to his folly. And the thing is, you return to your vomit and then complain about it. It tastes bad. Well, but you go right back to it every day. So you don't get to complain what it tastes like. You keep eating it. And we're not seeing that any of this is benefiting even you. But you keep doing it. So you know everything. You tell us. You think you're hot shot. So, but we control the flow of information. Always have. When we tell you something, we keep our promise. You're gonna get the runaround until you give it back and get the fuck out. And you have. Nobody will help you with even a name. Nobody wants to. Everybody wants you gone. They want y'all gone. They're sick of the suffering you're causing. They're sick of the loss and the problems you cause. They're sick of watching you keep me from my kid and make me broke and try to kill me too. And poison me and drug me and make me blind. They're sick of the shit you do and they want you gone. And so to put a stop to it, we get the help and you don't. You don't get any help interfering. Okay, it doesn't matter where I live, the guys go with me. And if you interfere, they're going to cause a lot of problems for you. Because you're pissing them off. We already told you, they're not going to call you now. You blew that. You blew it. Okay? You had 6 years to do what he said if you wanted a phone call. And you blew it. He's had it with you. He's done with you. So at this point, it's just, did you want him to be calmed down and maybe willing to show a little mercy, or did you want him to be pissed off and throw the book at you? That's pretty much the options you have at this point. And that's the situation you created by continuing to give him the finger every day. Okay? Everybody's sick of what you're doing to me. So we find out before. Nobody likes what you're doing. And for you not to get that by now, no one can help you. If your mind is that far gone that you can't even understand that after all these years, that people are sick of the suffering it causes, they want it stopped. They want it stopped. With that effort, we get the help, and you're not getting the help interfering. Okay, whatever it is you daydream or whatever it is you think and whatever it is you understand, that's not change the thing we do at all, and it doesn't change the fact that we get the help and you don't. So, you want to make believe, and while you're looking off over to the right in your little pretend world, we're off over to the left getting what you just said. So your plan doesn't work. And we do this every day. You got a blind side. Because you're stupid. You're stupid. You like making a fool of yourself. And you like pissing people off. And so that's your thing. But don't complain. You're doing it. You're choosing that. You made the choice to do it. And you don't understand that people don't like that. And they want you gone. So that's gone with you. And so you have an attorney to explain all that to you. And if you understand it or not, or you don't, it's not my problem. It's really not. Never has, never will be. Okay? But you get what you get doing what you're doing. You do the same thing. You get the same results. And you should expect what you get. Look, you don't like this she finds out before? No. You're full of shit. If you didn't like it, you stop. Nobody believes that. Okay? Well, her people know what everybody wants. They're smart. And they know everybody wants anything but what they don't want this. They don't want the suffering you're causing. They don't like the problems you're causing. And they want you to stop. And so they're going to help people that are going to make you stop. And you don't seem to get that. And that's not my problem, it's your problem. So, whack job, get up tomorrow morning and expect us to get more. You made that choice. We've made the same choice all these years. We've repeated the same thing for you. And then we say it, and then we show you, then we say it, then we show you, then we say it, then we show you. And you got a $500 an hour attorney can't help you understand what those words mean. That's, it sucks for you, I'm sorry. Find a different attorney. We're all tired of you. We're all tired of this. You ruining everything good. We're tired of having a normal day that we have planned to do normal things, and you came around and ruined everything. We got to drop everything we're doing and fix the problem you caused us where we are. Okay? We're tired of the suffering. People are mad that I'm not with my kid. They're mad about it. So we're getting a lot of intel out of that. They're mad that you're still invading my privacy. They're mad that you're still contacting me. They're mad that I'm still broke. And they want you all gone. So that's done. That's over. Okay, so you're not getting a name. You chose not to. Okay? So every time you sit around on your fat lazy ass and bother everybody all day, remember that's your choice. You made the choice to do that and not get a name.